What's up, everyone? I received a question about gluten. The question was, what are my thoughts on a gluten-free diet if you do not have celiac disease? Celiac disease just means you can't eat gluten. And she goes on to say that she's been hearing all different kind of things from her doctors, trainers, magazines. Just like I told you guys, you're going to hear different information from all different kind of people about everything. So here I am to give you some more information, right? Okay, so I worked at Lifetime Fitness for a long time. And every week we would have educational seminars. It'd be on different topics. There was a span of time where like almost every single educational meeting was about gluten. Gluten's bad. Don't eat gluten. It does this, it does that. Here's the science, blah, 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 right? So I was hearing all these things about gluten, so I said, let me stop eating gluten. So I stopped eating gluten. And what ended up happening was, I'm going to tie this together. Stay with me, if you will. I started seeing these little bumps on my elbows. It wasn't right away, and I didn't see the connection, but these little bumps were on my elbow, and they would itch me like crazy. What is this? Right? So I put like antibacterial stuff on there, antifungal. I mean, it was crazy. It kept going on for weeks. And I thought maybe I caught some kind of disease. I pretty much took all my sheets and freaking boiled them. I did all kind of crazy stuff. I was trying to figure out what the heck this was, why my elbows were itching me like crazy, right? And I was at Lifetime Fitness. I was at the personal training desk. That's where the personal trainers hang out. And I saw one of the female trainers. She was going like this, itching her elbow. And I saw those same bumps on her elbow. I said, What is that? There's some kind of infection here on the desk. We need to clean this. This is crazy. It's spreading. And then she's like, I don't think it is. I think that this is actually a gluten intolerance. I was just like, gluten? What does gluten have to do with my skin? You know what I'm saying? This is something on my skin. She goes, I cut out gluten, and I started eating it again recently, and I noticed this started to happen. And what I realized is I had started to eat gluten too. I started to eat wheat bread again, and I didn't put two and two together. I didn't see that connection. I just thought, this is topical, or this is something that's happening on the surface of my skin. So what I did is I ended up cutting out gluten. I stopped eating it, and then it went away. It was on my elbows, and it was actually on my leg too. And so that got me thinking, I was, whoa. At the same time, I was reading a book. It's called How to Move. What is it called here? It's actually a very good book. How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, I think is what it's called. It's by a guy named Paul Chek. Very good book. And in the book, he describes a whole bunch of different things. One thing that he goes into is digestive health. And he says that over time, when your digestive system is put in distress because of processed foods, also things like gluten, that can cause problems in time. And he gives an analogy, and I think it's a pretty good one. So let's see if you guys can stay with me. So see this wall here, right? Let's just imagine this wall is your body tissue, right? And then there's a bad guy. The bad guy represents, let's say, gluten, okay? So your body wants to kill that off, right? So it's got a machine gun, let's just imagine. And they go trying to kill it. And then more bad guys come, more gluten, or what ends up happening is when your digestive system is in distress over time, some food particles can start to leak into and get into your blood system. And sometimes they settle into your joints. They call that leaky gut syndrome. But anyway, now the thing about it is those food particles are destroyed, but there's collateral damage. So if I'm firing at the bad guy, some of those bullets are going to miss and actually hit the wall. So in time, they'll end up damaging your joints, causing inflammation in your joints, stuff like that. So I cut out gluten, and I noticed also at that time I had some knee pain, I had some elbow pain, and that went away. And I started to recommend that to my clients. A lot of my clients have joint pain, blah, blah, blah. So I invite them, say, hey, maybe you want to try cutting out gluten, also dairy. And the ones that actually followed through with it and they did that, pretty much every single one of them reported back, hey, my joints feel better. So again, you're going to hear all different kind of things. Gluten is good, gluten doesn't do anything, gluten is bad, blah, blah, blah. My personal opinion is I think there's people out there that can eat gluten, it doesn't cause a problem. I think that wheat I know that wheat isn't the same as it was 50 years ago. It's completely changed in time. It doesn't look the same. It contains way more gluten than it did back in the day. And I think that that plant, our bodies just don't digest it very well. And like anything, if you consume something over and over and over and over and over again, eventually you can create an intolerance to that. In nature, you can't eat a tomato year around because it will go out of season. Like right now, I'm eating blackberries. They're in season. I go over to my dad's house. He's got blackberries. I eat them. But they're seasonal. So in nature, things come and they go. The thing is, we consume wheat on the daily. It's in processed food. It's in processed food all over the place. So I think a lot of us have gluten intolerances, and we don't even know it. A lot of people think gluten is in a lot of things that it's really not. So for example, rice is good. Even oats is gluten-free as well. I know there's gluten-free oats. That just basically means it's they manufacture it in a facility that doesn't have wheat products. So yeah, those are my thoughts on gluten. So hopefully that helps some of you guys. My invitation to you is to cut gluten out of your diet. Again, gluten is in a lot of processed foods, definitely wheat products. Try cutting it out and see, do you feel better? Do your joints feel better? If you notice no difference, then hey, maybe just keep eating it. You might see that your joints feel better. Maybe your skin clears up. There's all kind of ailments that possibly could be caused by gluten. So yeah, that's it. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. And I'm going to be making more videos like this. So if you have any questions, just leave me the questions down in the comments below, and I will get to the question as soon as I can. Until then, God bless you all. Adios.